Most of you know about second man pressing. However, have you ever noticed some players suddenly suffocate your build up with two AI players cutting lanes before you can even pass? That's partial team press. It's one of the most powerful defensive mechanics on FC26, but only if you understand when to use it. Partial team press is not the same as second man press. You need to understand this first. When you trigger it, you are telling two of your AI players to aggressively mark passing lanes and apply zone pressure around the ball carrier. It's more like zonal defense. It's not about chasing, rather, it's about closing the opponent's options. However, partial team press closes down the nearest passing options, two of them in most situations. It forces bad decisions, rushed passes. Here is the catch: every time you use it, your defensive shape shifts. So if you spam it, you'll get out of position and get punished. Now, before I show you when and where to use it, guys, I have launched my school community. It is where I break down gameplay in depth. I have a classroom section which I upload daily. I look at your gameplay clips during the weekly group coaching. I make customized short tutorials upon your request. If you want to actually feel in control of your game on FC26, that's where you learn it step by step. You need to use partial team press in specific moments: when your opponent plays slow, side to side build up near midfield, or after a bad touch when you know you can box him in, or right after losing the ball high up to trigger a short burst of pressure before dropping back. Think of it like a trap. It is short, sharp, and intentional. Activate it for 2-3 seconds, then release and reset your shape. This is important. You are defending smarter, okay? This is very important. Now let's look at a few clips so you can exactly see how partial team press behaves differently from R1 pressing. Watch the movement of AI defenders, how they step into lanes, and how I immediately switch back to manual control to recover the shape once the pressure ends. As you can see, guys, when we use partial team press, two of our players try and mark the opponent's passing lanes down. Now Aitana Bonmati is covering his CM while Reinders is marking his cam, and I am on Frankie de Jong covering his striker. This way I am able to defend with 3 players as opposed to defending with 1 or 2 players. Now, the moment they do it, I let it go. Look at this now. Saliba is marking his cam again. I am marking his striker, bringing back Atana Bonmati, and at the same time my striker is also coming back. And in this game, we want to defend in numbers. Whenever we will defend in numbers, we'll have a lot of success. But the moment they come back, I let it go. I use it for a short moment again. And as you can see, Nuno Mensch and Marquinhos end up marking his players. Now, guys, you wonder why your players don't mark the opponent's dangerous runs by themselves and you have to switch towards them. Don't worry, I also have a solution for that. In this situation, I used partial team press with Frimpong, and therefore he went inside and marked his striker. This is the problem with partial team press. Now I have given Claudia Pina all the space in front of her that she can exploit. This is why it is important to let go of partial team press in this situation. So I bring my Reinders back and I again use partial team press. This way, the only passing option he has right now is Isak. And I can see Marquinhos is marking that because I am using this mechanic. And Marquinhos has intercept plus, so he will get the ball easily if he decides to play this pass. And at the same time, Aitana Bonmati is coming back. I'm bringing back Reinders. And this way, I'm able to defend with 3 players. Again, I let it go the moment my defense is in shape. Again, I bring back Aitana Bonmati using partial team press. I take Saliba. And now I'm covering all his dangerous passing options. This is why it is so overpowered. It also applies during high pressure. It's really good for high. The opponent has 2 dangerous passes that he can make. These ones. But what am I doing? Because I'm using partial team press, look. My Marquinhos is marking 1 dangerous run while Nuno Mensch is marking the other dangerous run. And at the same time, I am bringing back Frankie de Jong. This way, I'm covering 2 runs and applying pressure on the ball carrier. This is the power of partial team press. I also end up winning the ball back in this situation. Now this is where you need to be careful. Because I use partial team press, you can see Marquinhos aggressively pushes up. And I have given him all this space. So I need to correct my mistake, let go of partial team press and take my fullback and run back, fix my defensive shape. Otherwise, this can be very hard. Now, I switch to Marquinhos and use partial team press again. Frimpong marks his winger. Frankie de Jong marks the pass inside. And while I mark the pass to the striker, doing three things at once. However, like I've been saying, you need to be careful about when and where you are using it. Also, you need to be careful about who is partial team pressing. If you just spam it or hold it without any second thoughts, you won't be able to defend well. Rather, it will do you more harm than good. This is the problem you have with second man pressure as well. Stop spamming these mechanics. Really understand when and where to use them. You need to check this video out here in order to learn how to attack against such players.